It's early in the morning. We'll be going over only one pass today, but it's a doozy. And I want to travel when there's not much traffic. The stretch of road we're on is part of the San Juan Skyway. The portion we're showing you is the $1 Million Highway. It's the nickname for Highway 550. The most infamous portion of this road is between Ouray and Silverton over Red Mountain Pass. No one seems to know how the name came about, but some of the stories include it's a $1 million view, or you can't convince me to drive that road again for $1 million. Some even think the gravel base for the road contains gold. Growing up, I was told that it was the amount that it cost to convert the highway to a paved road. I have a love-hate relationship with this road. Living in Colorado for over 60 years, I've had many opportunities to drive this road. My grandparents lived on the other side of the mountain, so we made the trek a few times a year. It's funny how you look at things differently as a kid. This road is one of the most spectacular drives in, well, at least the US, but I didn't see it that way. All I can remember is counting how many times we would have to pull over to, well, how do I put this? Well, maybe I'll just say we were prone to car sickness. Lots of hairpin turns will do that to a person. If a steep shelf road with no guardrails, dramatic twists and turns through jaw-dropping views isn't enough for you, I'll give you a little history of the things you'll see along the way. Because, well, this road isn't just a pretty face, it has a story. Definitely stop at the pull-off just past the tunnel. Take in the magnificent views because you'll need to keep your eyes glued to the road in this next part. Make sure to go out on the Overlook to see Bear Creek Falls. Those who don't stop here to take a look don't even know what they're driving over. The road was originally built in the 19th century as a wagon trail to transport miners and supplies to the area's gold and silver mines. Otto Mears, pathfinder of the San Juans, converted the road into a toll road to recoup his costs. Over the years, the road has been widened and improved. Thank goodness. I remember the days of a more narrow road, believe it or not. There were times when the road was actually crumbling off the edge. If you'll excuse me, I think I need to keep my eyes on the road here. So, why aren't there guardrails on this road? Well, there kind of isn't room, but there's actually another reason. In the winter, this road gets a lot of snow. Snowplows need to push the snow off the shelf without guardrails getting in the way. In 1985, a snowshed was built to divert avalanches into the Uncompahgre River, far below the road. It was built after the deaths of two snowplow drivers in the mid and late 70s. But they aren't the only ones who have died on this road. Red Mountain Pass is considered one of the most dangerous roads, with an average of 40 accidents and 7 deaths per year. Unforgiving pavement and large amounts of snow can make this a hazardous road. The pass is now equipped with something referred to as Gazex. It uses sonic concussion to trigger avalanches before they surprise unsuspecting motorists. The last recorded death due to an avalanche was in 1992. As you pass the Idarado Mine trestle, prepare to turn right to park at the Red Mountain Mining Overlook. The 20 miles in this district produce close to $250 million in today's money of silver, lead, zinc, copper, and gold. The towns that once stood here to serve the mines are all but ghost towns. Idarado Mine was the last great mine to survive in the district. Its ups and downs lasted until 1978. A 5.5-mile tunnel under where you stand connects the mine to Telluride. Here at the Overlook, you'll also find the Idarado houses. They were originally built in 1920 for miners and their families in the now abandoned ghost town of Eureka, northeast of the town of Silverton. 10 of the 40 houses were moved one at a time over a dirt road to the Treasury Tunnel complex to be used for an infirmary, housing for miners, and offices for the Idarado mine. Only 4 remain today and are going under a stabilization and a restoration process to preserve them. In the distance is a Yankee Girl mine, but we'll stop to see that on the way back to get the best vantage point. You'll notice that the water in the creeks here are stained orange. That's because there's a significant amount of waste rock and crushed tailings from the mines. The waters are contaminated with heavy metals, and the iron has given the water its orange color. Some creeks on Red Mountain Pass have fish, while others are devoid of life due to the uninhabitable environment in the water. The return trip to Ouray is just as stunning, but a little less harrowing given that there's less time spent on the side with the drop-off. Reader's Digest added the Million Dollar Highway to its list of best road trips in America. In our travels across the country, we agree, little compares to this drive. I've been driving mountain passes all my life, but I have to admit, this one scares me a little, even more than the high mountain shelf roads that we travel in our side-by-side. Although we go slow over the pass, we go even slower when off-roading. I guess that gives me a little more security. Plus, we're not pulling a trailer over those roads. As promised, we're going to stop again at the Idarado Mine, but this time we're not going to the Overlook. This gives us a chance to read the signage explaining about the remediation project to restore the water and more information about the mine. You can also get a much better look at the Yankee Girl mine from here. Pull over to look around and don't get in a hurry. Being impatient is your worst enemy. And if you're still scared, just remember the scariest part of the road is only 25 miles long. Anybody can do 25 miles. Colors were starting to change, but we didn't hit the peak time. This road used to be our go-to color drive. Every year we drive this going to the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, which is held in the first full week in October. Colors were always peak as we drove over and gone by the time we drove back. now, but we'll be back to show you some of the off-road trails from this road that lead to some of the ghost towns in the area. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe to help the channel.
What do Japanese monsters like to eat? Ramen. Ramen?